there's that, right? Evan's going to get better. Evan needs to get more aggressive. That's the next step his game needs to take, because it's not acceptable for Evan to not be a factor in the fourth quarter of a game where he has 20 fucking points on 60% shooting. Like, it's just not an acceptable, like, going away from that guy, whether you want to blame it on Kenny, which I think partly it's up to Kenny, but this is basketball we're talking about. Evan Mobley does not have to stand by there and be a victim to Kenny not getting you the ball, right? You're Evan Mobley.
Go get the ball.
Get the fucking ball.
You gotta get it, man.
Yeah, like, at some point you gotta go out there and get it. I'm not gonna, if you're such a wallflower that you gotta wait for your coach to say, hey, be aggressive, get the ball. Hey, man, you gotta get the dog in you, right? Like, because that's not acceptable. So yeah, like, Evan played well statistically in this series, but like, I did not see the aggression in the fourth. Like, where's the game, to your point, where he takes 25 shots? Yeah. I don't even give a fuck if he misses them. Like, just take them, right? And to this Cavs team in general, and I think this goes on Kenny Atkinson, I think they abandoned their identity way too quickly in this series. They got too scared off of the fact that they weren't making shots, and they allowed that to make the problem worse, because they're hesitating to shoot. They're not pulling when they're supposed to pull. They're thinking about it. The amount of times I can count that Max Strus or Dean Wade just stood there with the fucking ball in their hand off an open look because they were afraid to fuck up the possession. I mean, like, just, no, you got to shoot. And I think some of that has to do with the shots weren't dropping. I think another part of that is it's the playoffs. I don't want to fuck up. Right? I would have cared. I would have been so much more lenient about some of the stuff that we saw in this series if the Cavs had gone out shooting, right? Just letting that bitch fly. And it ain't dropped. All right, bro. Like, that's where I would have truly been like, hey, they outshot us. Ain't nothing we can do about that. Right? Like, game one, perfect example. I wasn't really tripping over game one because I'm like, all right, we got outshot. Right? I didn't expect that they would react so harshly to game one that they would stop shooting the whole fucking rest of the series, right? No, like, whatever the Cavs' identity is, which is this move the ball around, Spurs-style system, you gotta stick with it. You gotta take the same shots you would take in a regular season in the postseason. Like, you just don't be afraid to take a shot because you're not Donovan Mitchell, right? And vice versa. Don't take a shot with six into the clock if you're Max Strus from the fucking half court line. Like, I don't know where that was never in the offense during the regular season, right? Like, they got so far away from who they were in this series that they could never find themselves. And I think some of that is like, hey, they had to play without Darius for a long time in the playoffs. And I think that gave them confidence and some shit that worked because it was the Heat. Right, but was not going to work against the Pacers. And then Darius got back in there, but he wasn't Darius, so they had to play this weird quasi version of both. And they ended up just doing whatever, because that's what JB basketball is. We'll be like, it look like JB out there, because JB don't be calling shit. Like, that's why it looked like JB ball, because they was just doing whatever. Right? Yeah. Like, I think we went into this thinking, oh yeah, we could play the way that we play, but we never played the way that we played. We were putting up way too much. We were putting up way too many, and I know this sounds crazy, but I think we went to the paint too much, right? Like, just far too much there for us not to be efficient at the hoop, right? Like, if we're efficient at the hoop is one thing. You're going to struggle shooting at three. I'm team, shoot yourself out of it. Like, fuck it. Yeah. If you get the 30%, but you shoot 63s, you got more points, right? Like, at the end of the day, right? If you're going to be at 30 for a team-wide total, all right, get the 30, but shoot as much as possible, right? Because that's how you came in. You got to go out that way. I didn't love the whole Ty Jerome thing, right? Like, so many people want to just throw Ty Jerome out. And it's like, we're so fucking reactionary in the playoffs. But that's not how stuff gets done, right? Like, that's ridiculous to me. I've had this argument with my podcast host, Cole, where he was like, they should have just did anything else than play Ty Jerome. I'm like, dude, you wrote Ty Jerome to this point. Yeah. Like, you can't he's a six-man of the year candidate. You can't just say, all right, man, fuck it. We're going to give Craig Porter Jr. Man, you have no faith in what you're doing if that's what you're willing to do, right? And we've even seen teams make that adjustments, like the Lakers, where they decide they're not going to put their starting center out there, and it doesn't look like a great decision either. you need to just have the confidence in what you're going to be able to do. And that's why I saw the Pacers have. When the Pacers got their back against the wall, they were like, all we need is one rebound. We'll run up the floor. We'll start executing. We're going to go to our identity. We're going to play fast. And we're going to get this game back to our pace, what we want to do. And they, no matter how bad it got for them, down 20 multiple times in this series, right? Like the Pacers won this series in 5 games. They were down 20 like 3 times in this series. Like,
yeah.
But when they got down 20, they didn't abandon their identity. They didn't go, oh, fuck, I'm afraid to shoot the ball now, right? They were like, all right, you know what? It's a Obi Toppin 3, but it's open, and it's in the flow of the offense. We're taking it. The Pacers were never not taking shots in rhythm like they have all season, right? You never got them out of rhythm. You never got them out the flow of their offense. And, yeah, some days they weren't making those shots, but they were confident in what they do enough to get through a slump of it. Even when they played some pretty bad basketball for some stretches here, they were always able to punch back because they were confident in what they were doing. Cavs had no confidence in what they were doing at the end of the series. And that, to me, was the most disappointing thing that I saw here. Was I thought they had really built an identity over the regular season. And I guess it just takes more than one season to build that trust in that identity. And maybe some of this shit, we'll think about it in a couple of years ago. Oh, man, it really was the first year. Kenny, Evan was 23. Maybe the clock got advanced too fast for this Cavs team was something that I was thinking during this series. Like maybe they got too good too soon, right? They, at least for this year, where they're like the 1 seed, they have championship expectations. Maybe that's the case, right? And they show us later down the line that they're going to get past this stuff, but Donovan's not getting younger, right? So it has to happen sooner than later. That's what disappointed me the most. I could deal with the bad shooting. I get it. It's basketball. Shit don't drop sometimes, right? But you can choose whether you stick with your offense or not. You can choose whether your shooters have the confidence to pull when they're supposed to pull. The one thing I give Ty Jerome credit, hey, man, he fucking pulled when he was supposed to pull.
Like, he played like Ty Jerome all the way till it was over, right? Like even when those shots weren't dropping, and during the regular season, we said it. We're like, man, he takes shots that look so bad when they go up, but they go in. They go in throughout the regular season, and even when he was struggling, he kept shooting it. And like listen, we talked a lot about different things that went wrong for various reasons, but I completely 100% agree with you. The worst part of all of this is that they got away from who they were in the regular season. They abandoned the identity. They abandoned their process. And there's reasons for it, like we've talked about. But at the end of the day, no matter what, injuries, different personnel, different like shooting slumps, you have to go down playing with what got you there. That includes playing Ty Jerome despite him being in a horrific shooting slump. That includes shooting 3-pointers. You mentioned it felt like they weren't shooting the 3 ball as much as they were. If I'm remembering correctly, they took about 43s a game in the regular season.
Yeah, they were like 35
Indiana
versus Indy, right?
Yeah, I don't even know what the average was, but I'm just looking at the box score. 38 in game 1, 38 3-point attempts, 39 in game 2, 47 in game 3, the only game they won. And then in games 4 and 5, they only took 35 threes. They just weren't getting threes up. They weren't even taking
like 60 in a game before.
They against Miami, obviously very different situation, but they took 47 threes, 40, 45, and 43. They're getting shots up. Didn't matter. They were putting them up there, and that just disappeared against Indiana. And so that's what's frustrating. Is like I said earlier, and this is what I meant when I said this. Whatever the best version of this Cavs team was, what it could have been, we didn't get to see it in the playoffs because they went away from their identity and they played a different brand of basketball. They reverted to some JB Bickerstaff type stuff. And like I'm saying JB, that's not meant to disrespect him, but
it's really
they played.
Walton.
Yeah, they just played. They fell back into, like you said this at the start too, and it's an amazing point. The Cavs have never been at their best, and especially this season are no longer at their best when Donovan Mitchell has to score 40 points. If he has to score 40 points, you're not playing Cleveland Cavalier basketball anymore. The Cavs are at their best when Darius Garland's running the show, Donovan Mitchell's filling in the gaps. All right, guess what? It's when Darius is out there, Donovan gets to focus on scoring. When it's Donovan Mitchell as the backup point guard, now he has to be the distributor. And there's this balance, there's this harmony. And that's what's so difficult about having this Cleveland Cavalier team, that rather than relying on one top 5 player who can fix everything for you, you have multiple pieces that all have to click together. when certain things start coming off the board, Darius Garland's hurt. Donovan Mitchell isn't making as good of reads as a playmaker. The role players aren't shooting as well. They're getting hesitant to shoot. It crumbles so easily. Whereas in the past, in the previous NBA, you had a top 5 player. They just fixed everything for you. Now depth is so important. Having this full team chemistry, really 1 through 8 on your rotation is so crucial that it really does come down to a team like the Indiana Pacers, the New York Knicks, the Minnesota Timberwolves getting hot at the right time and everyone clicking at the right time. And that's not taking anything away from them. I'm not saying that it's fluke. I'm saying they're peaking at the right time. The Cavs cratered at the absolute worst moment.
It takes a fluke to win a championship. It's why it's hard to win it 3 times in a row.
Listen,
right? Like that's the whole point. Like even if you have LeBron has only won 4 of the finals that he's been at, right? Like it takes. And this doesn't mean that, all finals aren't legitimate. It's just like it takes a fluke to win. It takes some shit like what's going on with Indy right now to win a championship. Like that is a team I'm like, they're on the path to maybe win a championship. Because all the shit's happening for them. Like the run that Jalen Brunson is on at the end of these games right now. Like some of this shit is just Jalen making shots. Other parts of it is like Jalen got bailed out because they went to overtime and then just Cat made 4 shots, right? Like it's just because he missed the floater, right? Like it's like, I mean, Tyrese, even in this series, right, misses a foul shot that would have closed the game out, but somehow gets a fucking 3-point attempt at the end of it. It takes a fluke to win a championship. I also think the other thing with the Cavs, defensively, we need to just anchor down on identity, right? The whole we're switching this and that and doing it. Let's just do one fucking thing good, okay? Like we're a good enough defensive team to where we can just pick one of those things and do it good. And I don't think either of those things are zone, right? Like it's a nice little flurry to run in there, but we kind of lean too hard on the zone switches and, we're going to try to confuse them. That works in the regular season. I don't think that's a good postseason strategy because then Indy gets like 2 days to look at it and go, okay, this is how we're going to attack.
It works one time.
It
works one time. You used it. It worked. You stuck with it and you got burned. And to your
like
point about like the
move, right? It's like, all right, let's pull out the bullshit move, right? Like,
you can't repeat it. You can't repeat it.
It's like clicking L3, R3 on Spider-Man where you just need, I'm about to die. Let's just press this button. See what the fuck happens, right?
It's the bailout option. And to what you said with the like it takes a fluke to win a championship. I've been mentioning this. Listen, in 2016, the Cavs, they absolutely benefited from Bogut getting hurt. Draymond got suspended. Curry didn't really look himself at the end. Do you think I care at all that we benefited from that? I saw the championship banners right there behind me. I got Kyrie shot behind me. I don't give a shit.
That has ever lost the championship is like, you know what, fair and square, we lost it, right? Like, no, every year you lose a championship, you're like, something else happened, really. You know? LeBron, J.R. Smith didn't call timeout, and that's why we lost to the KD Warriors, right? Like, unless you get so dominated in a series like the Cavs did against the Spurs that one time, it's the only finals where I'm like, nobody contends it, right? But like when we lost in 2015, it was like, well, we had a healthy Kyrie or Kevin, we would have beat this team that eventually became the next super dynasty of the NBA. Like, we still fit, like, that's a popular belief in Cleveland to this day, right? It sounds ridiculous, but it's like, this is the kind of shit that swings.
It's how it goes.
Series.
It's just there's a degree of luck to it that people. It's like it sounds reductive, and there's like nowhere to really talk about it from there. But like, man, like there is a degree of luck that goes into all of sports. Like the Cavs were favored to win like every game against the Pacers and they lost.
Stop favoring.
Stop, dude. It's like I couldn't believe we were like 7.5 point favorites in some of these games. I'm like, if I was a betting man, I could be making some money right now.
We were like 4.5 point favorites in game 5, and I was like, what are they watching?
Yeah, what are they watching, man? What is going on here? I had no faith. 5,
I was like, the Pacers are the better team right now.
Like undeniably. I mean, like and I was saying that as early as like game 2 and everyone was getting mad at me, but I'm like, man, I don't know if we can beat this Pacers team right now. They look really good and we are not playing our best brand of basketball.
Say, game 3 gave me hope.
Yeah, we'll say I started to buy back in.
We back because if they played their brand of basketball, I was like, they're getting to their spots super easy. Yep. And then game 4 was just a smack of reality. It was like, hey man, that's what 3/4 of healthy Darius looks like, but you don't have that anymore, right? Like you have hurt Darius Garland. And again, I think a huge part of this is, hey, got to figure out a way to survive a Darius Garland injury.
Yeah.
You're very fortunate that not have Donovan Mitchell miss a game here. I think they're better equipped to survive like that's my hot take. I think they were better equipped to survive a Donovan Mitchell injury than a Darius one, and that sounds crazy given the role that Donovan Mitchell was on. But I think the offense could flow fine. Maybe you get better out of Ty with the actual point guard out there with him. Like, DeAndre, I think you get more out of him with the actual, I think there would be a benefit to giving Darius more minutes with some guys he usually doesn't get minutes with, versus like when Donovan's out there and Darius isn't, like you don't have a point guard.
The ball moves better without Donovan.
So you're able to get
and
more
that's what they
out
said
of
about
other guys.
Yeah.
And Darius is also capable, if he's healthy, giving you 20, 30 too, right? So I think they're more equipped to withstand a Donovan Mitchell injury than a Darius one. I don't think this team understood how, and I look, to everybody's credit, we talked about a lot before the playoffs, what they needed. Do they need an extra wing? Do they need an extra big, right? I didn't hear one person suggest that we needed another point guard on this team. Because nobody anticipated that they would look like this because Darius had been healthy for the whole season, right? It was like, and even when Darius is out there, it's like, 2 games with Donovan Mitchell, we're fine, right? We played the end of the Heat series without that, we're fine. But he's not a point guard. And I think that's a big problem. We can go through some stretches without Darius, but winning a actual series, like a real playoff series, that's not going to happen without Darius, or at least without a real point guard in that role, in the kind of offense the Cavs like to run. I mean, we call it the Steph Curry offense. We call it the Spurs offense, right? They had, some great players on the wing and at the forward, but a lot of that was like, hey, we got amazing facilitators on this team, right? That can serve the ball up on a platter and really make things go for this team. Sean Livingston was a huge part to that Golden State run. People kind of forget that. He was such a good facilitator for that team. And even Steph, right, not really known for being a facilitator, but can, right, open it up. Draymond Green. When you, especially that version of Draymond Green, who can actually dribble the ball up court, Evan being out, I thought was really hurtful too in this series, especially in game 2, because you didn't have anybody who could facilitate really. Like your best 2 facilitators are Evan and Darius, in my opinion. Both out, no ball movement, right? Like you're just, the ball's going to die. So yeah, I don't think we were built to survive that. And I don't think we understood that we weren't built to survive that until we had to. And it was too late by the time we realized it. And that's a Kenny thing. I mean, that's a Kenny thing, and that's a Kobe thing, right? They did a great job this year, but doesn't mean that they didn't have some shortcomings, because obviously that popped up there too. So, as much as we focus on the backup big, I thought they were well prepared for that, right? You got DeAndre Hunter, Dean Wade, you got a bunch of guys you could throw in there, be pseudo bigs. In the East, there's not that many bigs anyway, so it doesn't really matter, right? But I don't know how I didn't see point guard coming, but I didn't see it coming. I did not see the lack of another true point guard on this team ever affecting it. And I that's part of, I got to look in the mirror and ask myself, why didn't I see that coming? The same way the Cavs do. Because hindsight being 2020 seems fairly obvious.
Yeah. I think we all just assumed that at the very least, if Donovan and Darius weren't out there, we thought Ty Jerome would be able to boost it, but we pointed it out, and I specifically pointed it out against the Pacers in the regular season when they hit us with a full court press, and Ty Jerome turned it over multiple times in a row, and I'm like, I don't know if Ty Jerome's really a point guard, guys.
We both
he might be a shooting guard.
Is the thing that blows my, we both said something at the time because we were like, boy, they pressed us. They're going to go back to that.
Yeah.
Right?
They're going to do that.
I remember we were talking about this being like, they're definitely going to press us. That worked against them the one time they played semi-healthy. And it was still we did not see the problem with not having another point guard coming. And I can't be too judgmental on them for not seeing that. I didn't fucking see it either. But now we see it, right? How do you solve it after it's been exposed? Because it's it's one of those things where we probably should have saw this coming a little bit better, to be honest with you. But it ended up being more of a problem. And maybe we were just like, Darius is going to be healthy because he set such a good handle. Like, you can't do that against Darius. But it's just like, we thought if Darius was hurt, maybe it affected shooting, right?
Yeah.
We didn't think he would get a toe injury that would just fuck up his handle, right? It's
the worst
the
injury he
least
could have
opportune injury that he gets too. It's like, it's not like, and it's never like some giant injury that you get credit for powering through. And I think that's another part that the Cavs have an issue, right? Like, the optics of it don't look great because DeAndre Hunter's missing the game because of a dislocated thumb, which, like, it matters on your shooting hand. Like, people acting like that's something he should play through is crazy. But then what did Evan miss the game with? Like a high ankle sprain?
Ankle, yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised he looked as good as he did.
He was the one guy who I was like pleasantly surprised with coming back from the injury. I was like, he looks good.
I thought it was going to be over with him on the perimeter, but he didn't look limited at all. So that was great. And then, like, Darius is like, these injuries suck, man. Like, a bruised, but it's like people are like, oh, he had a hurt toe, and it don't sound
I've seen so many people like really a toe injury. It's just like, I literally encourage everyone. It sounds stand up and try to change directions without putting pressure on your toe. You can't do it. You literally can't do it.
If they're really tough guys, don't even try to. No. Go grab a hammer and smash your toe right now and see how you do athletically see how you do going up and down stairs for a week. Like, let alone man. Go to the rec and put up 20. Like for every tough guy at home that's like, oh, play through the injury. Go. You can hurt your toe pretty easily. Go grab a hammer, smack yourself in the toe with it, hurt your toe if you're really tough, and then put up 20, send a video to me. I'll shut the fuck up about it, right? Like, I'll be like, all right, my bad. Darius is soft, right? But unless you know what that's like, then you probably shouldn't be speaking on it. But that's the internet, right? People are just going to speak on shit they don't know about all the time. Yeah, it's like, these aren't the most, like, you don't get credit for playing through it because Jordan never fucking stubbed his toe, right? Like, maybe if Jordan stubs his toe and puts up 40, this is one of those injuries we treat like the flu, right? Where it's like, oh man, he put up, but that never happened to Jordan, right? So it's not one of those glory injuries, right, that you get to play through. High ankle sprain is, and I think that's why Evan does deserve a lot of credit for how he played, despite the fact that I am woefully disappointed with how lacking of aggression he showed in the fourth quarter, which, again, you could be happy with some things from a player and disappointed in other aspects at the same time. But yeah, I think the optics on it, right? People just like, I don't know how you think Darius plays the way he does and then also think he's soft is kind of crazy to me because I don't like. I watch him play and I go, that shit hurt, bro. Like, everything he do, he gets hit in the face the most. Like,
oh my God, man. Like, he broke his jaw, came back a month later. He's playing off of like 15 pounds that he lost that he can't get back. He's playing through the toe injury this year. Like, you watch him play. There was a moment in game 5 where it was like a dead ball. They were like waiting to pass it in. And I don't know if you saw this on the broadcast. Darius Garland is like jogging little circles around, just like literally just
like
around
trying to keep it warm.
He's trying to keep it warm. I'm like, that's a dude who is fighting through something right now.
Yeah, and he can't stop. Like, when that's the case, right? When you fuck up your foot that bad, that means I cannot stop, right? Yeah. Like, because I've had that happen with my knee where I'm like, oh, I fucked up my knee. I can still kind of move on it, but I can't stop on it. Think about how hard dribbling is when you can't stop on your point.
Especially if you're Darius Garland, who that's his whole game is this stop and go, like herky jerky style. And it's like, it in a weird way, like it almost would have been better if he had the jaw injury this year instead of if you just switched him because he couldn't get to the paint, but at least he could dribble with the the jaw injury. It's just like, I almost wish we could have flipped him. It would have been better, honestly.
Yeah, it's so many different things. Just it wasn't. I hate to say this because it sounds like I'm just wiping it away, but I'm not. Like, clearly, I think there are things that they should address and react to all this. But at the end of the day, man, it wasn't happening. Like, whatever reason, like, again, to win a championship, you need some shit to go your way, right? Everything that could have gone the Cavs' way went the Pacers' way. It was kind of like realizing you're the obstacle in somebody else's story. Like, we thought we were the main characters, and then the Pacers showed up with all the main character energy. We're like, oh shit. Oh shit, we're the mini boss. Oh fuck. Like, oh no.
Man. The narrative got reversed so quickly. And it was like,
I feel like that's a Robot Chicken sketch, right? Where like somebody realizes they're the mini boss mid game. Like,
yeah.
But yeah.
Donovan Mitchell said in his last post game like press conference where, and I completely agree with this. He said, these are the moments when if a team makes it to the top, they look back at moments like this where they crumbled in the face of adversity, and it's kind of that make or break moment. How are you going to respond? Are you going to come back and overcome this, or is it going to define the rest of this era of Cavs basketball?
I will say this. If next year the Cavs are in a similar situation and Evan Mobley is not begging for that basketball, I'm like, oh boy, we got bigger problems ahead, man. Like, like we cannot, like, next year how they play in the playoffs is really going to matter, because like if they have a collapse in the playoffs next year, we can talk about shooting slumps, injuries. If it happens next year, it's over for this core, right?
I'm
like, like, because I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt that you can learn something from it, right? And that you're going to be better from this. But like, I think everybody knows, and it's going to be interesting how they play, because they're going to be a little bit tighter, right? They're pretty loose this year. They're going to be tight all season next year, understanding, hey, man, I mean, if we don't look good by the trade deadline, shit's going, dog. Like, shit's going to have to go. That's the nature of the beast. So, hey, man, people said this core didn't go through enough adversity to win a championship. Well, here the fuck you go. Right?
Here it is.
Adversity max. You got it all. You got the gold. You subscribe to the gold package of adversity. Like, here you go. You will deal with adversity all season. Like, you can win 75 games next year. People are going to have you have the hot takes that you're going to get eliminated in the first round, because like the Pacers are going to have a rough first season after this, and they're going to be in the play-in and somehow match up with your 1-8, right? Yeah. Like, you're not going to get the benefit of the doubt. You have been playoff jimmied, right, by Tyrese Halliburton.
Yep.
That is an embarrassment and an L that you can't fight anymore. Like, during this season, we can fight that L. No, we don't hold that L. You got to hold the fucking L now. The question is, what do you do next year? Because you can get rid of it next year, but, you got to do something. I need Evan to be aggressive. I need somebody to decide, other than Donovan Mitchell, I got to go get us a bucket. I'm going to go get us a bucket, right? Because it's going to take more than one to get to the finals, right? And Donovan's not going to get younger during this whole process. Darius, he gonna get injured. We got to stop being caught off guard by it, man. He's gonna get injured in the playoffs. We really need to have an answer there, right? That's on Kenny. That's on Kobe. Prove to us that you're championship caliber by having a real legitimate answer back there for that problem that I refuse to be caught off guard by it anymore. And then Evan Mobley, look, man, we've said this even during the season. We weren't winning a championship with Donovan Mitchell as our best player. Like, it was always going to take Evan Mobley being the Finals MVP to win the championship. So, I know he's only 23, but hey, the time is the time, right? And now is the time. You won Defensive Player of the Year. You're in your second contract. You're gonna get it. Was he All NBA?
They haven't announced it yet, but it's pretty. I'd almost guarantee he's going to be on the second team, because we've seen some of the results. They haven't officially announced it, but he's going to be second team at very worst third.
You're second team All NBA now. Like, I don't care if you're 23, 24 years old anymore, right? Like, get the ball.
Window's open, right?
Like,
and you also don't control when the window's open. Ant, he's probably the same age as Mobley. Yeah, he was drafted a year before him, so he's maybe slightly older.
Hey, look, when Jason Tatum was this age, people was giving him the same fucking criticism, right? Yeah. Like, if you earned
it, right?
You have earned being put on that pedestal. Now you got to ask for the fucking ball. Yeah. Like, there's no more excuse for this. Like, next year, I need you to ask for that ball in four. I do not want another Devin had 30 in the first three quarters, took 2 shots in the fourth. No more. Cannot happen. Like,
next season, that's got to be cut out.
Yeah, he has to take those shots. Like, we got to figure out a way to make it happen. Especially on nights where Donovan and Darius are both having horrific nights from the floor. You got to instinctively, like, you shouldn't have to be told. You got to instinctively understand now it's your time, right? I understand you usually let them take the lead from the scoring stuff. Okay, cool. But now it's your time. Like, they're not making shots. Give me that shit, right? Julius Randle, perfect example. Was it Game 5? Who were they playing? It was the Lakers, and I think Anthony Edwards had missed the shot, got a rebound, ran around, was fucking around with the ball, and then Julius Randle was like, just give me this goddamn ball, and just went straight down somebody's chest and scored. And I'm like, that's Evan. We need Evan to do that now. Like, you're supposed to be better than Julius Randle, right? Like, we need that from you, right? Big defensive plays down the stretch. Like, before we were kind of cutting you some slack, but it's like we need him to be a clutch performer too, because we're not going to go anywhere unless he's that guy. So pressure's on, right? School's over for the Cavs, right? You have graduated college, and you are now in the workforce. The expectations are now real. The adversity is now real, and people don't expect you to do anything. And even if you do anything, they're gonna think you're gonna fuck it up. That's where you're at right now. So prove everybody wrong. But yeah, that's kind of my postmortem on this team. I don't think it's doom and gloom for the future. I think there's ways that they could come out this and be the team that we hoped they were going to be this year, next year. They could finish the story for all my wrestling fans out there, right? The little Cody Rhodes disappointment, and then kind of roll it together for next year. But boy, does it really lean on next year, right? I don't care if the regular season record is the same. I could care less. I need the postseason performance to not look like we're watching another basketball team, because 3 years in a row, I'm sitting here wondering what the fuck happened to the team I watched in the regular season. And, we fired JB because of it last year. I'm like, well, we going to fire Kenny because of it if it happens next year? Like, at some point, we got to say to ourselves, maybe we just don't got guys who rise to the occasion. And this is the kind of series that makes you really question that, if that's the case, because, are we built for the playoffs? Like, look, we're worse than that Hawks team that we were fighting the comps on all year. Like, they at least made it to get swept by Bron.
They made it to the conference finals, and it's like,
we didn't even get swept by Bron.
we didn't even get that honor. It's like, if this team right now, they have this core, this version of the team has put themselves on the edge of the cliff. They're going to be facing immense pressure next year, and they have no one to blame but themselves, because if they had gone out in the conference finals or the NBA finals in a hard-fought 6-7 games, we go into the next year feeling like, all right, they took a really good step forward. Let's see if they can do another one this year. Now it's like, hey, they crumbled 3 years in a row now. And I think the context is different between the last two postseasons and this one. I do think there's differences, but the end result is the same. And you don't get any more benefit of the doubt. Even right now, we're being extremely generous, giving them some of these not even excuses, but explanations. If it happens again, that's it. That's it. If they shoot 30% again, it's done.
Whereas, like, I don't care what went wrong for Doc in this series. It's you lost in the playoffs.
Something is always going to go wrong,
right? Yeah. Like, it's always something going on. So, and look, we're being generous, even giving the Cavs until next year, because 95% of people are not giving them that. Like, we're at least willing to say, hey, I'm willing to be disappointed next year if that happens. And then, okay, let's burn it all down. And I think that would be people who saw the potential of this team throughout the regular season. That's where we'll be at. But a lot of people who, kind of just tuned in during the playoffs, they're not going to be there. They're not ever going to be there. We cannot expect them to be there. And we're going to be fighting that all year, right? Like, I did a lot of videos this year about how people didn't believe in the Cavs. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that next year, because I'm not going to be able to sit here and be like, oh, man, you should really believe in this team. I understand why they would be hesitant, So it's going to be a different ride for this Cavs team. And, let's see if they can handle it, right? Let's see if this is something that wakes up something in these guys, and we go and we say to ourselves, wow, that was really the turning point for this core and for Evan Mobley. And they came out that series the same way that Miami losing that first finals versus the fucking Mavericks, right?
Yeah.
Was really the turning point for LeBron and that team in Miami. So, we'll see. We'll see. Both options are on the table, but most people are gonna pick option A, which it looks like you cooked, right?
Yeah. I can't blame them for feeling that way, but that's, like you said, that's how it goes, man. I mean, you look at any of the teams that have won the championships recently. Boston, they lost to an 8 seed the year before they won the chip. They're about to lose to the Knicks in a series that they were heavily favored. And I know Tatum got hurt, but looked like they were losing even before he got hurt.
They were down
the Nuggets
3-1 before he got hurt, right?
They were down. Well, I think the last game that they lost was the
they were on the verge of going down 3-1.
But yeah, they were already
like
losing
points, right?
Yeah, they were already losing when he got hurt. And so it's like, yeah, man, it's just the NBA. This is how it goes. Like we said, you need some lucks to break through as a champion, and you certainly don't become a champion without taking your lumps. And the Cavs are taking plenty of lumps now at this point. They've taken enough lumps where I'm like, all right, either you get back up and you're a champion, or you're just knocked out, right? Like that's it. It's either the turning point or the defining point of the series of this team.
I think you get back up and you're Rocky, right? Or you Apollo Creed in that Rocky movie, you dead. Okay. And you got a sad Michael B. Jordan that never met you.
Yeah.
And that's the future of your team, right? Like, which one is going to be? Like, are we dead or are we living? We'll see. They got punched in more than punched in the face. They got beat the fuck up.
They're down.
They're
jumped. Absolutely down. They didn't even put up a fight, really. I mean, this is about as bad as you could have lost.
The Kevin Hart joke was like, you gonna get Steve, huh? Yeah, that's where we at. You gonna get the Pacers, huh? All right, give me that garbage. We got punked. Like, it's straight up. Every time we play the Pacers and they go on a run and their bench goes, during the we're gonna get pissed off, right? Yeah. Honest to God, if we don't beat the ever living shit out the Pacers at least 2 times next year, I'm gonna be nervous. Like, nah, you can't let them do that to you. Like, somebody got to dunk on Ben Mathurin. Like, like somebody got to do something. Like, so.
It's what they did to the Knicks this season, and we were excited, right? We're like, hey, man, they used to get punked by the Knicks. Now we're beating them by like 30, 40. And that was awesome. Guess what? You got to do it all over again. And this time, people aren't even going to care. But you know what? Guess what? Honestly, it doesn't even matter if people believe in you or not, because they got a lot of people to turn over to their side this year. A lot of people still didn't believe in them, but they got it. They had Charles Barkley picking the Cavs to win the East and everything. That might have been it. That might have been where we went wrong. But they had people who believed in them, and it didn't matter.
It was Charles Barkley.
Yeah. That might have been what was the final nail in the coffin. We didn't even know it yet.
Yeah. Oh man. But yeah, seriously, they need to. You want to see that when they play Indiana next year, that there is a bit of a sourness there. And look, in the same way, I expect the Heat to be pretty sour about you, right? Look, we beat the Heat so bad, I was like, I think we probably created a monster. We need the Pacers to feel that way, right? Like they did. He did the big balls dance on your court.
Man.
Hard foul him. Like, that's my toxic side. I was like, I need somebody to just go out hard fouling Tyrese Halliburton. He looks too comfortable. But in all seriousness, I need this Cavs team to circle the Indiana Pacers every time they play them next year and come out and understand that they are here to make a statement against them every time, because you got caught with your pants down against the Pacers. I think even if you put true serum in the Cavs, look, we were pretty confident coming into this series. I don't think they were lacking confidence either, right? I think they thought they were going to come in, cruise, play their kind of basketball, beat the Pacers in 5 games, and worry about the Celtics. And respectively, I think the Celtics got caught doing the same exact thing. And this is why these two teams are both not in the Eastern Conference Finals. I think they both were like, it's the Knicks. We beat the Knicks. They're not
swept them
good,
in the regular season,
right? Yeah, this team went 0 for 10 versus all the best teams in there. Hey, man, this ain't a serious squad. Let's just not keep these games close. Beat the Knicks. Do whatever the fuck you got to do. And they got caught with the pants down. And look, nobody's that good in the NBA anymore.
Yeah.
You know, like
There's no super
LeBron, there were
teams.
some LeBron teams that they could have got caught with their pants down. It didn't fucking matter, right?
Mm.
You know, KD Warriors, they've got caught with their pants down multiple times. Didn't matter.
Didn't
Like,
matter. Yeah.
too powerful, right? Nobody's that powerful anymore. And I think the Cavs and the Celtics thought they were that powerful, and the Pacers and the Knicks, respectively, humbled both of these teams. And let's see how both of these teams respond to that humbling. Like, the one thing I can say about the Cavs is, hey, you didn't get a catastrophic injury, which, look, I was terrified that was going to happen to Donovan Mitchell, right?
Yeah.
Like, because of how hard we were running him, you start hearing calf injury, you get really fucking nervous about that, right? But you didn't leave this series with a catastrophic injury. Boston's going to have to, like, be a different team.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, next season's
forward.
looking hard for them too, and they got a
Second
lot of stuff to
apron.
figure out. But yeah,
And then Tatum's probably not going to play. Then you're relying on like Kristaps and Jaylen Brown, and Jaylen Brown came into this postseason with a knee injury, right? Like, so and they've played a lot of basketball in Boston, and that team is older than they appear.
Al Horford still going.
Al Horford,
what are you getting from him next year?
You're probably gonna have to get rid of Drew Holiday, who's a huge part of it. And then you're like, how good is Peyton Pritchard when you're really leaning on him, right? Yeah. And then Luke Cornett minutes. You're probably gonna need more Luke Cornett minutes, right? More Sam Hauser minutes, right? Like, and then they start to look very exposable. But you at least left this series maybe not with your pride, right? The Pacers took your pride, but you left it with your health, which cannot be said for the Celtics, who might leave that series with their pride intact, but like maybe not their health. And we'll see what ends up mattering going forward. But that's the one thing you can say. You still have some youth on your side, right? Better days are ahead for Evan Mobley. Better days are ahead for Kenny Atkinson. You know, these is real first playoff experience for some of these guys. I mean, not Evan. Evan's been in a couple series, but, you know, still super young player, right? So maybe that can count for something as far as growth goes. But yeah, man, next year there's no context that will save the Cavs. There is no well, I mean, if we would have had this, right? Like, this was the last, this is like your last file to give, right? Like, this is the last, this didn't go right season for the Cavs, this core at least. Everything else is straight to the fucking free throw line, right? Where it's like, you didn't have Darius. Can he stay healthy? Maybe we shouldn't rely on an injury-prone player. Donovan didn't shoot well. Why doesn't he shoot well in the playoffs? Like, it becomes no longer deferrable. You're going straight to the fucking line. Evan didn't ask for the ball. Is he scared of the moment? It's a legitimate question to ask now, right? Like, Kenny gets out coached. It's not like, it's his first playoff series, really. Nah, well, it's like his third, technically, because he had one, but he wasn't favored to win that one, and the other one he was overwhelmingly favored to win. This is the first real, series. Okay, you got out-coached by Rick Carlisle. But if you get out-coached again, hey, is Kenny just a regular season coach, right? Straight to the fucking foul line, right? No more, all right, let's give it a chance, and maybe he can grow out of it, right? So, yeah, I think in a very long roundabout way, I'll probably have to cut this video up into multiple parts, but that's kind of what happened.
I knew at entering this, I was like, we got a lot of takes to get off. I don't know how long it's going to take. I was writing my notes. I was like, I don't even know if we're going to be able to hit on all this in one video, but we did it. I mean, it might be multiple videos, like you said, but I think we hit on literally everything. The last thing I want to say, though, just to give us both some insurance on our takes, I still think New York is going to beat Boston, but I will just say if a week from now Boston came back from being down 3-1, I wouldn't be completely shocked. I'll just say that. I still think New York closes them out. But since we're recording this before game 6 even happens, I will just say I wouldn't be completely shocked. I don't think it'll happen, but I wouldn't be stunned.
I think they had we lost our star, let's rally, hoorah injury game.
Yeah, I think that too.
Yeah.
If they win game 6, then I'd be genuinely thinking they're going to come back. But New York at home in game 6, I expect them to close it out. I just wanted to mention that in case anyone's listening to this a couple days from now, and they're like, "What are they talking about? Boston did make the conference finals. Why are they talking about Knicks Pacers?" Like, I wanted to throw that out there.
That is true. That is true. I don't think Cat's done a damn thing in this series yet. So like, if he makes like 4 threes, it's over.
It's over. Yeah, yeah.
Like, I've been shocked that Kristaps has been as healthy as he's been. But yeah, we'll see what the Celtics do. Either way, without Jason Tatum for the rest of the way.
Yeah, I mean,
their ability to repeat seems a lot less. Now, if they do it,
very limited.
Incredible. Right. I would never fucking doubt Boston again.
Right. Yeah.
I would never talk shit about how they ain't this and that. All right. They're in that pile. I can't not take them seriously ever again. Right. Same with the Pacers. Right. I'm never going to sleep on a Pacers game. Right. I'm going to overreact to every result to a Pacers game from here on now. Cause yeah, they're fucking legit like that. Right. But yeah, we'll see what happens because they're playing a lot of Luke Cornett.
yeah, it's I like I said, I still think
a lot of Luke
wins,
Cornett
but...
on Cat.
Yeah, and it's a ticking time bomb right there.
Yeah, something's gonna happen eventually, right? Like that can't hold the whole time. What did Brunson? Yeah, Brunson wasn't great, and I guess the last game,
and he fouled out, I believe too.
Yeah.
They probably close it out tomorrow.
New York's pretty experienced too. They should be able to close it out. Is Dibs going to get to his first finals? Would this be his first conference finals?
Did they ever make it with
Minnesota? No,
they didn't make it with Minnesota. I don't think Chicago ever.
Did Chicago? No, Chicago played Cleveland in the semis. I think
I'm trying to remember
did they get to the Eastern Conference Finals
against with LeBron? That's what I'm trying to think. Heat? I feel like they didn't. I don't think that was the conference finals, but it's hard for me to remember. I feel like it was the second round.
2010 playoffs? No,
2011.
It was Boston in the Eastern Conference Finals, I think both the first 2 years of LeBron in Miami.
I think so, yeah. It was. 2011, it was Heat Boston. 2012, it was Heat Boston. And then 2013, it was Paul George Pacers, and 2014. So yeah, I don't think they ever made it to the conference finals. So this would be his first time making it there. And it's crazy. It's crazy to me. Just shows how unpredictable sports in the playoffs are, because everybody thought Cavs and Celtics were on a collision course, and just like that, Knicks Pacers, both deservedly so, are one of those teams is going to the finals now, and I don't think anyone would have picked that confidently entering the postseason.
Dude, I'm about to say something here that I didn't think I would ever say. I think the Pacers are the favorite right now.
I'm still leaning Thunder.
Like, because we keep waiting on that. We keep waiting. Like, when the Pacers going to cool down? Now I'm just like, they're not. They're not.
Right.
They're not.
Hey, if they shoot 50%.
The whole Cavs series being like, they're going to get down to 40% eventually, right? Yeah. And they never came close to it. So I'm like, you know what? They got it. Like, Tyrese is doing big balls dance. Like, this is like the year Jalen Rose was the best player on the Pacers and got to the finals. Like, it happens every once in a while. Like,
everything's going right for them, man. And they, like I said, it's because of them. They deserve it. Like, they are playing amazing basketball.
What timeline are we in if they just like traded Miles Turner one of the 14 times they were supposed to trade Miles Turner? Like,
this is why you keep the core together, right? Like, I know they made moves, but like, this is why you have some faith and charitability in your guys if you believe in them, because like, all it takes is the one season for it all to click right. Same thing with Julius Randle. Same thing with Cat. It's like, those guys repeatedly were called playoff droppers, and you get one time where it works, and all of a sudden you're looking at a conference finals or a finals run,
or something clicks, right?
Or just something clicks.
Yeah, because I think Cat's been fine in the last 2 playoffs, as much as I like to meme on him. It's you don't want to give up on talented players because of like non-tangible reasons, right? Like, you want to have a tangible reason to give up on a good player, because you never know. I mean, like, we're doing the reverse thing. I know they just got Cooper Flag, but like, where the fuck are the Mavericks if they keep Kristaps, Luka, and Jalen Brunson? You know?
Yeah.
But they blew that up. Like, the history is not on the side of let's just blow it up, right?
Phoenix is an example, Milwaukee, and like Milwaukee's situation was a bit different, but like all these teams in recent history that have blown it up and made the big swings, it has
ended
not
up
gone
just
well
making
for them.
other teams better.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Milwaukee blows it up and they make fucking Boston a super team. Right.
Like, Phoenix blew it up, and in a roundabout way, Bridges ends up on New York, and now they have their collection of wings. It's like
Minnesota. I mean, it kind of worked out for Minnesota, but because them and New York did the same exact thing, but with each other. Right.
Like, that's the exception usually. And if the Cavs can find a move like that, then hats off to them. Yeah. Like if you show me a trade, this is what I've always said. If you show me a Jared Allen trade or a Darius Garland trade, wherever it is, if you show me a trade and I think it makes the Cavs a better team, I'll sign off on it. I'm not just gonna knee-jerk reaction say no to every trade. I'll listen
if you
to
can get the equivalent of a Tyrese Halliburton trade that they got from like the fucking Sacramento Kings, yeah, let's do it. You know, like.
But if it's not there, then I'm not gonna sign off on it just to make a move. It's got to be a move that makes them better.
Bro, they traded Tyrese Halliburton, Buddy Hield, and Tristan Thompson in exchange for Domantas Sabonis, Justin Holiday, Jeremy Lamb, and a 2023 second round pick.
Absolute.
If I've learned anything, I hate the fucking Sacramento Kings.
they messed it all up.
I hate them. I hate them. Like,
oh my God.
What in the world? None of the players that they traded, the Pacers kept Tyrese, right? But Buddy Hield, he ended up getting traded to Golden State eventually, right?
Eventually. I think he got traded somewhere else. So he got moved around. I think he was on
Don't
Philly
let me find
last
out they
year,
got them hard because they fucking traded Buddy Hield, right? Like, I
remember how they got him.
Like,
they got Neesmith from Boston too. I forget how it happened, but Neesmith was on Boston. Somehow in a roundabout way ended up on Indiana. I'm like, damn, that Neesmith would have been a perfect fit in Boston. So
Let
they
me
just
piss myself off. So second round 2023, 31st pick of the draft out of Gonzaga. Okay. How did they get that pick? I don't know. It's a second round pick. Maybe that was the second round pick they got.
Oh yeah, they picked them both up just like that.
I fucking hate the Kings. I hate them. But the Kings, Tyrese Halliburton, this shit would have happened to us with Jalen Brunson, right? If the Cavs played like this against the Knicks. I don't want to make it seem like, oh, it's only this series why we didn't win a championship. We did not play good enough this playoff to win a championship, period. And then the Celtics would have cooked us. The Knicks would have cooked us. Even if we get to the finals, we're probably getting cooked by OKC or Denver or any team out there. We weren't ready. Like, we weren't ready for it again. And they got to be ready for it next time or else it's over. Right. Yeah, that's really the bottom line there. Tony, thank you for being on here. I don't know how this is going to release. This is a Snyder cut of podcast. I think with 2 hours and 20 minutes, this cannot release on its own. So it's going to be chopped up here. Tony's going to basically be co-hosting the channel for like a week. But y'all have a great day. Have an even better night. Peace.